Well, good afternoon, good evening, good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. This is Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm trying to get my little self together here. I'm having a little difficulties. Just forgive me today. But anyway, it is Monday, and we're back again with another great episode. We have great guests on today, and I'm so excited that you have decided to join me. Before we even get started, I'm going to ask you to hit that share button, hit the share button, hit the share button, and let your family and friends know that Miss G's Ladies Lounge is live and in color right here on Facebook Live. We're actually on Facebook Live here on my personal page. We're on Facebook Live in my Miss G's Ladies Lounge page. We are on live on YouTube. We're live on Periscope. And I just discovered yesterday that we even go live on Twitter. Wow. I didn't even know that because I didn't set that up, but it just automatically happened. Yay. All right. So, good evening, good evening, good evening, Linda. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, as I said, I have a great guest on today, and we are going to talk with Miss Bernisa Elliott. I don't know what to call her. I want to call her lady. I want to call her evangelist. I want to call her missionary prophetess. I want to call her everything today because she is thebomb.com. And I'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to just say a little word of prayer as we always do. So just indulge me for a moment and join me in a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everything that you've already done up until this present time. We thank you, God, because you have been an awesome, awesome God, and you've given us another day that we can just lift up your name and give you praise. We pray that on today we have been a blessing to someone, but the day's not over. So if we missed it, God, give us the opportunity to be a blessing to someone before this day rolls out. Again, we thank you and we give you praise. I pray that you would bless every person who views this stream on tonight and even catch us in the replay. And I pray that you would bless my guest. Amen. Amen. I'm a little discombobulated. I guess you can tell that by now, right? But I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together. So I want to tell you a little bit about my guest before I even bring her on. As I said, she is a very phenomenal woman. She's fabulous, fabulous. In her own way, she is so fabulous. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about her. She's a native of Indiana, and she has been married to the love of her life, Woodrow Elliott, for over 24 years. And together they are the proud parents of Decaela and Woodrow Elliott II. Bernisa earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Education and Psychology from Ball State University, and she is a member of the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She serves on the board of her local church, True Vine Ministries. She's also a board member of the local YWCA and serves on the executive board as treasurer for the newly established Muncie Black Chamber of Commerce. How awesome is that? Uh, After graduating college, she extended the hours of her local church's daycare and was one of the first to offer second shift childcare in the community. I'm going to skip on down. And entrepreneurship was not at all foreign to this young lady. Her grandmothers were both business owners as well as her parents. And in years past, she had worked alongside her father at their locally owned barbecue business and alongside her mother at Fancy Fashions Boutique. But in 2016, Bernisa opened her own small business, All That You Need. And years later, she had outgrown her space and opened a second location on a more prominent side of town. And in 2013, she again stepped out on faith and launched Bees Beauty Supply. Listen, there's a lot here I can tell you, but I think we're going to ask some questions and that will give you the rest of her story. She is also a proprietor with Elliott Property Rental LLC, along with her husband. We're going to talk to Bernisa in just 1 second. I just want you to just take a moment. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to bang on the desk, you're going to put your hands together, you're going to lift your hands in the air, you're going to get you a just help me welcome my guest on today. Bernisa, hey, hey,
Hello.
how are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had to put on my reading glasses.
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it is a joy and a pleasure to have you on today. We have some great people checking in. We had Linda earlier. We have Marie checking in. We have Geraldine Kyle checking in. Thank you so much,
Welcome,
ladies.
ladies. Welcome.
Yes. So I want to talk to you today just about all these wonderful things that you're doing for your family and for the community, and just so many wonderful things. So first, I'm going to let you just take a moment and just tell us a little bit about yourself, or anything that you want to share with us in this quick moment.
You pretty much kind of gave my introduction. I am a busybody. I always am busy doing something or moving around. I just, have a passion for people, for helping others, and just serving is just embedded in me. I watched my parents and family, do it for years, and I'm trying to pass that along to my children as well.
And that's so awesome. I've been coming to Muncie now. I don't want to say how many
A
years.
lot of years.
It's a long time. And when I met you, you were a little girl running around and
Busy.
and busy, and busy. But you took that energy and you turned it into something great, something fantastic. But what I wanted to say was that the town when I came there was such a small town. Like I could never imagine the things that you guys are doing there right now. When I first came into that town, it was just a small little town, and it just everybody knew everybody, and
Mhm.
it was like, what do we do from here? One store down the road, and and so now when I come, I'm fascinated with all that has happened in that town over the years. As a person from New York, it I've always seen a whole lot. So when I came to
Mhm.
that town, it was like a woo,
Different night and day.
you know. But anyway, what I'm glad about is that you are a great part of growth in the city. I'm so happy about that. And as you said, as we stated in your bio, your family, and we're going to talk about that in just a few seconds. Um, so, as I said, you have been reared in such a small town. So, how did you come up with such big dreams?
I don't know that they're necessarily big dreams. I just think kind of it's the path, and the journey that God has for me, and just taking leaps of faith. I was working, for General Motors in the engineering department. And when our plant here decided when it was going to close, we had to make the decision whether I would stay in the engineering department and travel to Indianapolis. My husband worked there as well. And we just, we didn't want my parents raising my kids and us both being on the road. So, my brother had tried to talk to me. We only had one other supply store here. And he had tried to get me to come and sell hair. And I'm like, I'm going to live in GM to come and sell hair. Were you crazy? So
Right.
now, years later, it's just like one of the best decisions that I actually could have made. And it was just taking that step out of faith, walking away from corporate America and just trying to do my own thing. And it was scary, but I just trusted God. I knew that, whatever I put my hands to, He would not let me fail. So I just, took that leap of faith, and it's one of the best leaps. I'm so glad, that I did it, at the time and when I did it. But it was all in God's timing.
All in God's timing. Now, when you speak of your brother Dion,
Mm-hmm.
he had a barbershop. Is that correct at the
Yeah.
time?
Yep.
Hmm.
We had a barber and a beauty shop at our family, one of our family businesses that we have.
And so I remember coming there, and you were side by side when you first started, right?
Mhm.
So that is already the start of, well, it wasn't the start because it was like the middle of the family business. Because again, we can go way back, and your
Yeah.
dad, I can remember him. Um,
My grandmother's.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I came in, I guess, on your dad. I don't remember. I
Hmm.
know your grandmother, but I
Uh-huh.
don't remember her in the field of entrepreneurship. So
Mhm.
what kind of businesses or services they provide?
So my grandmother on my mom's side, the Shaw side, she actually was in a barbecue. She had a barbecue business that she was doing, and I was a really little girl, so I don't remember much. I just kind of remember pulling up to the back door there at the business. This was years ago, so I don't have much recollection of that. And then I later found out that even my aunt Josie, that
Yeah.
she had like a women's boutique and sold clothes, and I was too young. I didn't know that. And the rummage sale days between her and Mama, I was there helping them mark clothes and fold, and interacting with the people
Oh,
that
I
were
do
shopping
remember that. I do
there.
remember that.
Yeah,
I do. And she had a lot of stuff on her porch too.
yeah.
Josie. Yeah, I remember.
So I was helping them, with their rummage sales years
Yeah, you're bringing back memories.
ago. So some of this, like I said, my aunt having a boutique, I didn't even know that. That's something that I learned after I got grown and started into my own business, and my dad started sharing that with me. And
Mhm.
even, he's had the family barbecue business, Pitt's Barbecue, and then in
Right.
conjunction with that, next door we had Fancy Fashion. So that was really good for me. I was college. No, I was out of college, but I was very hands on, helping them kind of get that going. And so, again, that was birthing something that I didn't even know was going to come. Because at that time, I just wasn't thinking of any. I'm just helping my mom and dad, do,
Right.
do their
Right.
vision. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking of it for myself.
Because I still have one of the suits I bought from your mom.
Yeah.
I can't fit it, but I still have it.
That's okay. She's got plenty more. You can.
I'm trying to lose weight so I can get back in it. But so yeah, so you guys have always been. And I even remember, I think your dad had a car lot at one time.
Hmm.
I mean, he just never stopped, and he used to
Yeah.
build and build, and then finally just went and
Yes,
built
he's a
himself a
builder.
church. And
He is 75 years old, and I honestly would have to say I am his neighbor. And for the past 20 years, even before that, as a child, I don't think there's a day in the week that my dad does not get up and leave the house by 9 and work.
wow,
And he retired years ago, but he
right,
used to work in the community and work on the churches, and we have a youth facility. So he and my mom too. She's a worker, so I just that's all I've seen them do. All of
yeah,
my life.
yeah. I remember your mom used to make me laugh because she said to me one time she never knew what she was going to come home and find. I remember one time she came home and he had taken all the appliances and put them in the wall, and
Yeah,
they had just renovated the whole house, and
yeah. We went on a shopping trip one day to Indianapolis. I think he kind of encouraged us to go to get out the house. And I remember one time he changed like the whole entryway to the.
Mhm. So he was a great inspiration. Your mom was a great inspiration, your brother and your grandparents. But now, you are just doing great with Bees Beauty. Do you still have what is it, all that you need? You still have that?
That was our original location, and we had started trying to do the two locations. I actually moved from the area that we started at to a larger, closer to the mall, like on the main road here in our town. But it was just too much trying to keep them both. So we did end up merging and just doing kind of the one supersize.
So let's tell everybody exactly what Bees is and what you offer, what what kind of products.
So basically, I do have a local beauty supply store here in Muncie. We offer your typical, wigs, extensions, products, braiding hair, crochet, all of that good stuff is pretty much. And it was a very hard industry. I often get that question. It was a very hard industry to tap into because there aren't many of us, and I came into the business almost 16 years ago. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have any Asian or, Indian or anyone like that kind of holding my hand or networking with me, telling me what to do and how to do it. In fact, was denied of an account because of the other store here. She carried the product, so people that this particular line, people started asking me, well, can you get what she has? Can you carry, so when I reached out to them and basically just kind of dug around and found the company, and they were right in Chicago, and they would not give me an account with their business. So I basically just kept pushing forward and found other, companies that would allow me to carry their merchandise and product. And then that company, when she closed, came back to me and wanted me to carry that line of hair. And to this day, I've never would. God opened other doors, so we just left that one where it was.
No sense in going backwards, right? That's awesome. So now we always come to this question during this time in 2020. So now we're in the pandemic. How has that affected your business, or has it affected it?
It did. Also, next door, just 2 years ago, to my business, my daughter, she had this idea. She was 18. No, she was, I think, 17 at the time. And she had the idea to open up a beauty bar next door to where when the people would buy hair, and we also had a family member that was really good with the threading and the eyebrows. I need mine done, in fact. But so we launched the beauty bar, and they were there. So it's like you could buy the hair here, go next door, get your brows, lashes, hair, all of that done. So basically, the two businesses, which are side by side, was definitely impacted, by COVID. We were forced to close our doors for quite some time, and we did not and still do not have any type of online. We just have like our social media platforms, but we didn't actually have a website, to where people could order. But we are working on that, and that will be launched. So if this pandemic has not taught us anything else, it definitely has taught us the importance of, being able to be e-commerce and virtual. So we're definitely, working on that and trying to get that ready, basically, to be launching the first part of this year.
But the good thing about it is that that did not mean that you were go broke, because that wasn't your only business. So
no, ma'am, not at all.
Exactly. See, that's what we want to make sure people understand. The pandemic is not for everything. Yeah. So tell us about some of the other businesses.
So that's another thing that is just, this has even shown the importance of having more than one stream of income. And basically creating your own wealth. So a lot of times, I tell people, find what you're good at, find what you're passionate about, and find a way that people can pay you for that. I literally, right before the lockdown and everything, I had just gotten my state license to do insurance with Primerica, and my daughter has also passed her test. So, for me, it was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so used to getting up and having this full day agenda, and, and it was just like all of that just came to a halt. So I literally was able to get on Zoom, work from home, and still almost replace most of the income through Primerica for that time that we were, shut down. In addition to that, we also do have rental properties, investment properties. So um, thank God that our tenants, we were very flexible with them, and if necessary. But I even just thank God we have some great tenants, and they were able to hold up their end, of their of the bargain as well. So, and that's just a blessing because I know many landlords, tenants, they just, some of them couldn't pay, and then some of them just wasn't paying and taking advantage of the situation. So, but I thank God that we didn't have a problem in that area.
But one thing helping support the other also, right?
Yes, definitely,
So
definitely.
we're not talking about one rental property or two rental properties. How many are we talking?
We have 10 properties. Yes, ma'am. We have 10 properties now with the portfolio steadily growing. So,
So you have taken all of these things and you have not just been selfish by with the blessings that the Lord has given you and the gifts that He's placed inside of you, but you also have extended to other family members and worked with them to help them to create wealth as also, right?
mhm. Yeah, I have a lot of people that just know my business mind, and I get several calls, even young people, that just have questions and want to pick my brain, and I'm never selfish with information. Um, I'm always trying to be a help. In fact, when we launched the Black Chamber here this summer, I was like, I'm kind of careful with what I agree to be a part of just because of my time is limited. But I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy being a part of that executive board just because, we want to help entrepreneurs, to get the idea out of their head and to get it legit and to move forward and just to help educate people on, what it takes to start a business, what it takes to help stay in business and to grow your business. So I just say I really have a passion for that. Our exec board is great, and I enjoy being a part of that and being able to help others in the community, that because there's so much talent, in the Black community and in the minority community. But a lot of times people just they hold it in because they just simply don't know. And when I started, I didn't know. Nobody helped me. Nobody, I literally did research, research, research. And that's one thing that I stay on my kids about. They get different business ideas and they present it. My first question is like, what research have you done? Because you can't just, rarely can you just start a business without looking at a model or doing your homework and research.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. Whew. I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, where's the money to get closer to you? But I think with all of this virtuality that is going on in the world, hopefully you'll be opening up to trainings and things like that across the world wide web.
Yeah.
You have so much to offer people, and get that virtual piece. And I mean, goodness gracious, I can see the people now just lining up, wanting to get into your classes and wanting to pick your brain, but pick it in a good way for money. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're going to gain from it, then they ought to be able to put the investment in.
That is.
You know what I'm saying. So,
Mhm.
and it's not that you're not still serving and giving. You still have a giving heart and a serving heart, but there's so much you have to offer, and God is opening up more and new ways for you to offer it also. Sorry, I
I
just
have to keep that in mind.
keep that keep that really in mind because I'm going to send you some other information when we get off of this. Not for me, not for me, not me to make any money. But anyway, so you're also serving with the YWCA in
Yes.
church
Yes,
board?
I do. I do. I've been on that board for several years, and it's just again a blessing to be able to be on that board and to be in that environment because a lot of the ladies that we serve, they've lost everything, and it's just the fact that it can happen to any one of us at any given time, and some of them, so it's just really a blessing to be able to be a part and to be on that board as well, which is led by one of my best friends, and she's just like a superwoman. I actually look up to her, so it's
Okay.
nice to be able to be at the table with not just her, but just also it's just a great group of women on that board, and serving and eliminating racial and injustices for women. So yeah.
That's great. That is so awesome. So, tell me now how you can find the time for all of this stuff.
I delegate.
That's a word.
I delegate. I often say that I can't be, the woman that I am without the help that I have. My husband,
Absolutely.
my kids. I was even telling my husband the other day, like, I'll call my daughter in a minute, like, hey, I need you to go do this, this, and that, and she gets it done. I told him, I was like, she's really turning into a good assistant.
Right.
But it's crazy because I never realized how much she watches me. And now that she's, grown, so she says, but she's really not. It's just a lot of that, that she's seen me do is starting to manifest, itself, even in her. But even just my employees at the business, I have staff there. I have great, maintenance crew for the property. So one day I might turn that over to, an agency. But for now, I enjoy it. I mean, I get up, I start my day, and I cook almost every day for my family. So, I'm busy with the church. I try to, do what I can there to help my parents out with the ministry. So I don't sleep a lot, but the one thing that I do enjoy about this is one thing that I do love about being my own boss is that I don't wake up with an alarm clock. So I love that. I just sleep, and when my body is ready to wake up, then that's when I wake up, which is usually earlier. But that I just like that part. That's one part that I like about being my own boss.
Yeah. Listen, I'm listening. As your auntie would say, I'm listening. Listening. I hear you. I'm listening. Because I'm trying. Listen, I went to a conference about 2 weeks ago with female entrepreneurs, and that whole weekend, everybody was talking about exit strategies and talking about walking away from corporate America, and oh man, I'm like, why can't I do it?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm
It's
really
scary.
in my head, I'm really now listening and listening and listening, but I'm also thinking and planning
Mhm.
because it has to happen. It has
Mhm.
to happen.
Yep. Empires are built from, they say, from 5 to 9. So basically, when you clock out from your day job, what you do with that window from 5 to 9 for yourself. And even with this pandemic, I've seen several businesses, that's open. Like, we've done some strides, even with some of our properties and things, in the midst of a pandemic. But again, God is faithful. That is one thing, when you do people right, when you do good business and you pay your tithes, and when you live right and do right, not to say that there's no Christian businesses that fail, because that does happen. But just at the end of the day, God is faithful. So when when we do our part, then he'll do his part, and he'll bless and have his hand upon it.
And you know what they say, in order to succeed, you got to fail here and there.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Real success has had some failure somewhere along.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So now, your bio says that you love being an inspiration and helping young women and girls feel good about themselves. So I know we just talked about a whole lot of different things. But wait, let's back up for a minute. So not only are you rearing your daughter, you and your husband are doing business together.
Yes.
Even though you may have started out some things, but you're also doing business together here with the Elliott Rentals and all of that. And then you're also grooming your son. Tell us
Yes,
about that.
ma'am. So he,
Him out. Get jealous.
look, in the household, everybody work. Ain't nobody safe.
Exactly. Nobody's safe.
My best friend, even when she comes, she's like, you always put people to work.
That's it. Work, work. You coming over, you gotta work. Hey, cousin.
Hey, Connie. So yeah, he actually helped to maintain the properties, the yards, a lot of the properties. And then even this summer was able to, here again in the midst of a pandemic, was able to add some, lawn care services. So again, and that was just, my husband taking time out, when he would get off work some days, loading everything up, going with him, training him, how to do the yards, how weed eat, and all of that good stuff. And then now he's able to actually go, and he's 16, so he's able to do it, on his own. So that still helps him some on the weekend. And, even with the properties, just, trying to learn, he's in the electrical program now with the Career Center here. So he's not for certain what he wants to do after. He's a junior now, but it's just like, hey, you got to have a backup plan. So if it doesn't work, then you still need a trade or something that you can, fall back on.
Absolutely. And I wanted to ask you about your daughter. Is she still playing basketball?
She is actually helping to coach basketball at the high school, Burris, that she played for. So she's on the dean's list, making A's, and actually will be graduating early. So, and we tell them, we've kind of set things in place, and it's just like education is key though. So it's just like, you can work, you can learn all this, but you got to have that degree.
Got it. Awesome.
And a good credit score. we discuss credit and finances. Monopoly is one of our favorite family games.
Well, that's a good thing. So you're doing exactly what the Bible tells you to do, which is number one, train up your child in the way they should go, and then also creating a legacy, an inheritance for your children and your children's children, just as your parents did and those before you. It wasn't for you to get rich off of them, but the richness comes with what you've learned and what you've taken that will help you to not only to sustain you, but also to carry you through and help you to grow and be successful. So, what a great inheritance. What a great family. And you have such a great family. I told your cousin, my goddaughter, I told her the other day, I'm just so, so sad. Like this year, I didn't get to come. I'm there every year. I think I may have missed like 1 or 2 years here and there. So, I'm just so, sad about not being. But it's only going to get better.
Amen.
It's only going to get better.
I'm ready for a vacation.
Right. Well, come on to Virginia. They say Virginia's for lovers and all that good stuff. Bring your love with you. Come on. All right. So your bio says that you love being an inspiration, helping young women and girls feel good about themselves. And can you just take a moment and share an encouraging word for our audience and those who may be in the process of pursuing their dreams and visions, or as you say, creating that wealth?
I would just say, in my line of business, even with the beauty, products, that it's just amazing that God sends through our doors, that need that boost of esteem and need that encouraging word. Some of them just by literally just for the environment, that is there. So it's the blessing to be able to provide that, just to help boost the esteem. Even, with Kayla with the beauty bar next door, the same properties. It's just like everything that I do and try to put my hands to. I'm passionate about it, and I want to help people. A lot of times the guys that are working on our properties are like, "You're not going to live here. It doesn't have to be this nice. You don't have to." And I'm just like, and I know that, but at the same time, I don't want people to live or be in some type of environment that I wouldn't be in. And it's just like if you give them good quality housing, because there's so many slumlords, that are out there that just wants to collect. And so it's just like, I feel good knowing that several of our tenants are, single mom with kids. So it's just a blessing to be able to provide quality housing, even, for them, for their children to abide in. So as far as, goals and dreams, I just would have to say, never give up. Write it down, pursue it. Even if you can't do it today, you can't do it tomorrow, you can't do it next year. Do that research, do your homework, and just find out where your passion is and just research it out and just try to take baby steps. I think that's another problem with businesses. We literally have started one business and birthed, two more successful businesses from just one. And hopefully here with the e-commerce, that's a whole nother line of business that I just hadn't had time to dedicate to. But thank God my daughter, is at that age to where she'll be able to dedicate, time to that. So I'm looking forward to kind of moving her into that position, because mom and dad, we'll be retiring at an early age. That 60 to 65 is not going to work for me. So.
I'm already like, I can't wait 5 more years. I gotta do this now. 5 more years. I'm old, and I'm old, but I still feel like 5 more years is like a lifetime away.
Yeah. So that I just, I just say start small, and then just keep growing it. Even like in the food business, like one of the young ladies that I talked to, she's doing everything right. It's like start with the dinners. If you got to sell dinners out your kitchen, start with that. Or find you a facility or church where you can do it. A certain day of the week. Start small, build up that clientele, work your way up to a food truck. After the food truck, work your way up, to an actually establish a business. So turnkey. So it's just kind of depending on the vision and what they have, but the main thing is just keep moving forward, baby steps. If they even just some step is better than no steps at all, or being scared. Just trust God.
Absolutely. So I'm so sorry I did not get the address of the location. So if you could just say out the address of Bees Beauty and the beauty bar also, because they're right next door to each other, right?
It is 1200 and 1204 East McGalliard, and that is Muncie, Indiana, 47303.
47303 Muncie.
And we do have our page, Bees Beauty, on Facebook as well.
Okay. I think I did like
it's
that.
BE Beauty.
We have it on the screen, so you guys can look up Bees Beauty. They are in Muncie, Indiana. Do you do shipping or anything? I know you don't have an online presence right now, but from your Facebook page, are you, like, if people are interested in anything they see, are you shipping or anything like that?
Yeah, we do. I have a few customers that that have moved or something, and then they'll say, "Hey, we have this." So oftentimes we can ship, but that online presence is coming real soon.
Awesome.
Real soon.
We need that.
Man.
And lastly, the beauty bar. I know you guys do lashes, and you said like the threading, and do they also fix hair?
Right now, we've kind of revamped after the COVID, and right now we do have a stylist on hand, and we also have a barber.
Okay. So you are open full business, or you just open like half capacity or something of the sort?
We are limiting the capacity of the clients that are in there, and I know the barber, he has typically one inside, and then they wait and come in, as the appointment. So the COVID with us, we even did after we were allowed to open our doors, just for the safety again of myself and my employees. We did curbside assistance for even some weeks after we were allowed. So just we were going out and serving the customers. The weather was nice, and just trying to protect ourselves. So we definitely, everyone that comes in the business, we actually received a Golden Mask Award, for us, following such precautions. Everyone has to wear a mask. This was even before it was mandated. Sanitizer at the door. We have it all. So I'm there. My parents are elderly. One of the other girls that works for me, her mom is as well. So it's just a point of trying to keep us safe, so that when we go home, our families are safe as well. And not just us, but our customers as well.
Right. Right. Oh, that is so awesome. So I thank you. Is there any other way? Well, I guess they can go to your Facebook page, Bees Beauty, if they wanted to get in touch with you. Those that are in the Indiana area, or surrounding areas, if they want to stop on by, or
Yes.
or contact you if you're looking to relocate into the area, and see if you can have any properties or even refer them to some properties, right? So, oh, that is so awesome. So I am excited for you and just the great things that you are doing. Like I said, just remembering you guys. I even remember you guys being on the bus on church trips
Yeah.
and things like that. And so to watch and see the great woman that you have turned into is just a
Well,
joy.
thank you.
And I'm just so
All glory belongs to God.
and I'm proud of you, but I want to be like you when I grow up. I am so serious. Oh, so serious. I can take off my reading glasses now, but I'm oh so serious. So hey, I might be calling you myself for some but we will be talking.
Happy.
I thank you again for joining me on tonight. We're a little bit over our time. We did start a little late. But
Yeah.
I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for just joining me on tonight and sharing such greatness with our audience. I know that you are getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
yeah, you cooking?
The desserts. I'm gonna go help mom with the main meal, but she does most of it. But we're doing small. We're not doing any extra heavy. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, and I mean, I can even remember that those big meals. Oh
yeah,
gosh, down at grandma's and everybody else.
no.
All down, everybody's house down there. So anyway, just enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family. Give all the family my love,
I
and I
sure
look
will.
forward to talking to you again soon. And hopefully we can get Kayla on here one day. Come on, Kay. We need you on here. I got to get some young female entrepreneurs on here because you have
Yeah,
also a voice for the young ladies and be an inspiration to others. Don't be shy because God gave you something to share with the world.
that's right.
That's my personal message to Kayla. All right. Well, thank you again, and you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I appreciate you for joining me on today.
All righty. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. So, thank you so much, family and friends, for joining me today. You have been watching Miss G's Ladies Lounge, and I am your host, Gwen Finley, Miss G. Gwen, Miss G. You can always reach me at New G Praise Productions. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on my show and you have a great business, a great story. If you want to be an inspiration to others, maybe you're an author, maybe we even take singers and whatever. Just, we'll talk. We're not just gonna throw you out here now. You gotta come with something. So just reach out and let us know that you'd like to be a guest on my show. Reach me at www.newgpraiseproductions.com. It's scrolling across the bottom there. And we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to speak with you. Also, don't forget, now available on Amazon is my book, Let the Vision Speak by Gwen Finley. That's me. All right. Let the Vision Speak. Now, listen, you can get this book either online at Amazon.com, or you can get an autographed copy from me. Just inbox me, reach out to me on my website, and I can get you an autographed copy. And guess what? It's Black Friday, so I may even give you not even may, I will give you a Black Friday price between now and next Monday. Between now and next Monday, if you get your book, I will give you a Black Friday price of just $15. $15, that's all. All right. I just did that. Guess what? All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate and we love each and every one of you. Have a wonderful Monday.